Good morning and welcome to Friday Eve, aka Thursday, aka All Hallows Eve. Today is National Text Your Ex Day. Gavin Rosdale, who once said, quote, "Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you can find anything." Growth often starts with discomfort and uncertainty, and that letting go is often a form of finding. The number one song on this date back in 1987 was Bad by Michael Jackson, not to be confused with Weird Al's parody song, Fat. Mel Robbins, the Let Them Theory. Quote, "Every decision is a vote for the person you want to be. Will this make me proud tomorrow?" End quote. Here is your Friday Eve takeaway. Let your choices reflect your values, not someone else's expectations. I cannot encourage you enough that you should not text your ex. Instead, enjoy that candy corn. Have a fantastic day.